Welcome, brave souls, to a journey into the shadows. We often dismiss the darkness, telling ourselves that monsters aren't real and that we are safe in our own homes. But what if the greatest threats are the ones we cannot see? Tonight, we pull back the veil on the sinister ways unseen entities can terrorize, influence, and ultimately ruin lives. Prepare yourselves, for what you are about to hear is not fiction. These are the documented forms of demonic attack, from the subtlest whispers to the most violent assaults. This is their playbook. 1. Playful disruption. The attack often begins quietly. You notice small things are out of place. This isn't just misplacing your keys. It's the inexplicable rearrangement of objects, often in patterns that are clearly not accidental. It might be everyday items being meticulously stacked, furniture being shifted, or personal belongings being moved from their usual places to unsettling locations. This seemingly minor act is profoundly disturbing, because it demonstrates an intelligence that understands and deliberately violates the order of your personal space. It's a calling card, a subtle yet chilling reminder that an unseen presence is actively operating within your most intimate environments, asserting its control. In the early stages of the infamous Amityville Horror case, the Lutz family experienced these unsettling phenomena before the more violent events began. George Lutz reported coming home to find kitchen chairs stacked precisely on the kitchen table. Other small objects would be found rearranged in illogical patterns. While seemingly innocuous compared to later events, these early incidents were deeply unsettling. They were deliberate acts that defied explanation and signaled an intelligent, intrusive presence, setting the stage for the escalating terror that followed. 2. The unseen hand. The phenomenon then escalates. Apport refers to the inexplicable appearance or disappearance of objects. This is beyond simple movement. It's toys appearing on high shelves, crucifixes vanishing from walls, or strange, unidentifiable objects manifesting out of thin air. It's a physical manipulation of the environment by an unseen force, a deeply unnerving reminder that you are not alone and that something malevolent is making its presence known. It undermines your sense of security and reality, making you question everything you thought you knew about the physical world. During the notorious Enfield poltergeist case in North London, many instances of Apport were reported. Among the most chilling was the constant reappearance of specific objects. Witnesses, including police officers, described seeing Lego bricks and marbles, which had been previously cleared away, reappearing from thin air or being thrown from unseen points, striking individuals. The sheer randomness and persistent nature of these apparitions, often accompanied by other violent phenomena, created an atmosphere of terror for the Hodgson family, as they never knew what object might appear next, or from where it might be hurled. 3. Influence. Once it has your attention, the entity begins to attack your mind. Demonic entities can subtly influence emotions, amplifying negative feelings like anger, rage, hatred, or jealousy. This isn't just a bad mood. It's an overwhelming, irrational surge of emotion that seems to come from nowhere, often leading to explosive arguments and destructive behavior. The victim feels consumed by these feelings, unable to control them. The goal is to create discord, break down relationships, and leave the individual feeling isolated and vulnerable, ripe for further manipulation. A recurring theme in many demonic cases involves families or individuals suddenly turning violently against each other. In numerous possession accounts, the afflicted person, typically peaceful, will lash out with uncharacteristic rage at loved ones. Imagine a loving parent suddenly consumed by an inexplicable, overwhelming anger towards their child, their eyes filled with malice, their words dripping with a venom that is not their own. This insidious emotional manipulation, turning affection into animosity, is profoundly terrifying, as it shatters the most fundamental bonds of human connection. 4. Torment. The influence then becomes a direct assault. Demonic emotional abuse involves targeted, persistent psychological torment designed to crush a person's self-worth and drive them into deep despair. This can manifest through disembodied voices, whispering accusations, insults, and lies, reminding the victim of past sins, or projecting feelings of worthlessness and hopelessness. The entity specifically attacks the victim's identity and spirit, eroding their confidence and leading to profound depression and anxiety. It's a form of spiritual gaslighting, making the victim believe they are inherently evil or beyond redemption. The case of Roland Doe, which inspired The Exorcist, contained horrifying examples of this. One of the most frightening aspects was the entity's direct verbal assault. The boy would scream in a guttural, demonic voice, spewing vile insults and accusations at the priests and his family. He would curse and reveal hidden sins, specifically targeting individuals with information no one else could know. This relentless torrent of verbal abuse was designed to terrorize, shame, and break down not only the boy, but also those attempting to help him. A chilling demonstration of an entity's ability to use words as weapons. 5. Oppression. This is a sustained, external attack designed to completely wear down an individual's will and spirit. It's a relentless assault on the mind and emotions, leading to feelings of utter despair, anxiety, hopelessness, and even suicidal ideation. The victim feels a constant, unseen pressure, a suffocating darkness that makes everyday life a struggle. It's a psychological siege, an attempt to break a person down from the inside out, making them vulnerable to the final stages of demonic attack. The terrifying case of George Lukens, a tailor from England in 1778. For 18 years, Lukens suffered torment by what he described as 7 demons. His attacks included speaking in voices not his own, singing hymns backward, contorting his body into unnatural positions, and displaying incredible strength. Medical doctors were baffled. The sheer duration and intensity of his suffering, impacting every aspect of his life for nearly 2 decades, paint a chilling picture of what sustained demonic oppression can do to a human being. 6. Haunting. When subtlety fails, the entity unleashes a full campaign of fear. This is a prolonged attack designed to shatter a person's mental and emotional well-being. It involves a constant barrage of unsettling phenomena, whispers in the dark, shadows moving in peripheral vision, objects flying, disembodied voices, unexplained noises, and a persistent feeling of being watched or stalked. The goal is to inflict intense, unceasing fear, eroding the victim's sense of safety and sanity, pushing them to the brink of a mental breakdown. It's a living nightmare that offers no respite. The infamous Bell Witch haunting of Tennessee is a prime example of sustained terrorizing. The entity, which identified itself as Kate, tormented the Bell family for years. It pulled the children's hair, slapped and pinched them through furniture, and whispered threats and curses. It spoke directly to the family, revealing their secrets and mocking them, making their lives a living hell. The constant, unpredictable nature of the attacks created an atmosphere of utter dread and helplessness. 7. Physical attacks. The barrier between the spiritual and physical world is now broken. Demons are widely reported to inflict direct physical harm. This can range from scratches and bruises appearing without explanation to more violent assaults like being pushed, shoved, or even struck by an unseen force. Victims often describe feeling a chilling cold, a crushing pressure, or sudden, sharp pains. These attacks leave tangible proof of an intangible enemy, instilling a profound sense of vulnerability. It's the ultimate invasion, where the entity not only manipulates your surroundings, but directly violates your body. The experiences of the Perron family, which inspired The Conjuring, included numerous physical attacks. Andrea Perron described being violently thrown from her bed and slapped by an invisible entity. The most disturbing accounts involved her mother, Caroline. She reported being pinched, bitten, and in one chilling incident, feeling a presence behind her before being suddenly lifted and thrown across the room. The lasting physical marks and the sheer force described in these attacks are a horrifying testament to the direct physical malevolence these entities can exert. 8. Possession. This is the penultimate, most horrifying form of personal attack. Demonic possession is where an evil spirit takes direct control over a person's body and mind. The victim becomes a puppet, their own consciousness suppressed as the entity uses their physical form for its own sinister purposes. This manifests as speaking in foreign languages unknown to the victim, displaying superhuman strength, having knowledge of hidden things, and a violent aversion to sacred objects. It is the ultimate violation, the loss of self, a terrifying glimpse into what happens when the very vessel of your being is no longer your own. The case of Anneliese Michel from Germany in the 1970s remains one of the most terrifying on record. For years, she experienced terrifying phenomena that escalated into full-blown possession. She performed incredibly disturbing acts like eating coal and insects, spoke in various demonic voices, and contorted her body violently. Over 67 exorcism rites were performed, during which Anneliese claimed to be possessed by multiple demons, including Lucifer, Cain, and Judas Iscariot. The audio recordings from these exorcisms are deeply disturbing, revealing a young woman's voice twisting into guttural roars and malevolent pronouncements. Anneliese ultimately died, a tragic end to a story that continues to haunt and terrify, serving as the ultimate warning of demonic horrors. 9. Murder. This is the entity's endgame. The ultimate expression of demonic malevolence is not just to torment a soul, but to extinguish a human life. This can occur indirectly by driving a victim to suicide through relentless oppression and terror, or directly through an act of supernatural violence causing a fatal accident, a sudden affliction, or even, as some accounts claim, administering poison by an unseen hand. It is the final victory for the darkness, the complete and permanent destruction of its target, ensuring the soul is lost forever. While many cases end in tragedy, few are as direct as the alleged murder of John Bell Sr. during the Bell Witch haunting. For years, the entity known as Kate physically assaulted him and cursed him. As his health failed, he fell into a stupor. The family found a strange vial of liquid in the medicine cabinet. The entity's voice then boomed through the house, proudly proclaiming, "I gave old Jack a big dose of that last night, and that has fixed him." A drop of the liquid was tested on the family cat, which died almost instantly. John Bell Sr.'s death, shortly after, was officially attributed to the malevolent spirit, making it one of history's most terrifying accounts of a haunting that escalated to murder. These accounts serve as a grim reminder that the unseen world is not always benign. The forces of darkness are real, and their methods are varied, insidious, and terrifyingly effective. Stay vigilant, remain aware, and never underestimate the power of what lurks just beyond our perception. For in the shadows, horrors beyond imagination are waiting.